Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Skyrim Jakar story. When we last left off, Jakar had successfully returned from why is my door open? Did someone come in my room? It didn't look like anything was taken, or whatever. Yeah, so Jakar returned to Solitude after, plundering the plunderers, as it were, at the Dainty Slow, the ship off the coast of Skyrim that he pretty much the first sight he saw when he came to Skyrim. Now his plan, once he eats breakfast, buys some water from the innkeeper and some arrows from the Fletcher, is to, for now, head to Dragonbridge. He doesn't plan on spending that much time in Dragonbridge. The next thing he is probably going to do is check out this Dead Man's Respite, unless there's something that seems a bit more desperate. Any people that really need help here in Dragonbridge. He's gonna, talk to everyone, see what's going on here, and depending on what kind of quests we find there, if any, he may be dissuaded from that. He also, actually just realized this, he might actually go check out this bird's eye as well, but that's pretty, I mean, I guess he's not really all that, desperate to go to Dead Man's Respite and try to find this verse. I mean, it's been lost for so long that it probably isn't there anymore, he's thinking, and he really wants to get into the Bard's College, he really does, but he does realize that there is a certain risk that it couldn't even be there, and and it's a Nordic ruin. He's never been into one of those before, and he has no idea what kind of dangers those hold. But yeah, he might check that out, and he might check out other places first, and just kind of figure out where I want to go next. I think I'm gonna go down here to Dragonbridge, and then maybe check out the bird's eye up here. We'll see. But yeah, he just realizes that places elsewhere but Solitude are probably best. I don't know why I kept opening the map. It was kind of pointless. Sorry about that.
Welcome to the Winking Skeever, friend.
Thank you. I'd like to buy some water for a trip. And he doesn't really envision coming back to Solitude until he finds, or if he finds, the King Olaf's verse. And at that point, he's going to see if he can apply. That's probably enough. See if he can apply to the Bard's College. He now has a steady supply of 8 bottles of water, which he will now drink one of, as well as nom on a bit of chives and potatoes. Oh, oops, he was already full. Or was he? I don't remember. But anyway, that's fine. He didn't get gluttony, which is what happens when you eat too much food in interesting disease. Realistic needs and diseases. Alright, so thirst has been quenched, right? Not thirsty, not tired, not sober, and completely satiated. So what he's gonna do is, depending on what time it is, yeah, stores are probably open. It looks like it's about 8-ish, 9-ish. So he is going to buy arrows from the Fletcher and be on his way to Dragonbridge for the time being, and figure out what he can find there, and then probably investigate the Bird's Eye Tower next, and then if there's nothing else to investigate after that, I think he might investigate the Dead Man's Respite and try to find that King Olaf's verse, because, he told himself a long time ago that he would learn the lute, so he really wants to eventually. Anyway, so Alvor is out here working, but I'd rather buy arrows from a specialist than arrows. So again, guys, if you see the screen freezing every few minutes, it's because I'm really paranoid and still checking if I'm recording. I'm recording, okay? Anyway. And also I'm kind of checking if my microphone is recording periodically, because because there have been issues of that stopping recording for inexplicable reasons in the past.
Hello and welcome, my friend. How may I help you on this fine day?
You may
What
help
are you
me
hunting?
by selling me
Never
some
mind.
arrows.
I don't want to know.
Need to be on my way right now. Wait, hold on. Right, so iron arrows and steel arrows. He's got a decent amount of gold. How much would all these steel arrows be? More than he's got. Higher quality arrows are probably a good thing. He can't afford very many of them, though. And he needs to save gold just in case he needs to stay in an inn. He can buy 20 of those, but for the same amount he could buy 20 iron arrows. So I really think that right now he is still going with the iron. Because he can buy, let's see, 20 is 100, yeah, so for 200 he can get 40. I mean, I know this, I know that quality over quantity is usually a good thing, but not when you suck at archery as bad as I do. And besides, even with iron arrows, if he sneak attacks, he can do quite a buttload of damage to most things, so yeah, he's gonna buy those. So now he's got 45 arrows, which is,
Perhaps I'll be seeing more of you.
perhaps you will, but not for a while. I won't be back to Solitude for a bit. At least, I'm planning not to come back for a bit. So, loading screens are probably a good time to check it. Sorry about that, guys. Right. So, Jakar shall now be on his way. It is raining, but he's got a hood, and it looks like it's clearing up now, actually. So, or at the very least, it's just a trickle. Yeah, see, it's clearing up. So, as we be on our way to Dragon Bridge, come on, loading screen. Right. As we're on our way to Dragon Bridge, I just want to talk about a few things with you guys regarding the LP. First of all, I am enjoying this pretty much so far. I've gotten mostly positive feedback so far. I really am enjoying LPing. I mean, like, I've always had an itch to play Skyrim, like, every few weeks, or, there are times when I just want to play Skyrim for inexplicable reasons, but now it's even stronger because of how much fun I'm having just, talking about the game while I'm playing it, and, sort of telling Jakar's story, and I've actually, been sort of trying to roleplay in this game, and really all RPGs, lately, since I've seen, LPers that do it, and, if I do say so myself, I'm okay at least at conveying characters and sort of, I guess, not really the voice acting part. I think my Khajiit accent is horrible, but still, I really like role playing, and I'm really into D&D and things like that. I've played that forever, and so role playing is one of my favorite things to do regarding games, and it just makes games, especially Elder Scrolls games, so much more enjoyable for me. I mean, games with this much freedom and, room for creativity, as the Elder Scrolls series, are just perfect for this kind of thing. So, even though it's an ambitious goal, I decided to, for my very first LP, do a Skyrim roleplay because I love the Elder Scrolls series, and I had an idea in mind for a character, and I love role-playing LPs, and I wanted to make my own, and it seems to be going well so far. I don't like my commentary, and I also realize that my gameplay, especially with just traveling from place to place, I seem to be jerking my camera around a lot, and I'm trying to do that as little as I possibly can. Also, my run walk thing might annoy a lot of you, and I'm gonna try to stop that too. But anyway, so this must be the village of Dragon Bridge then. Greetings, guardsmen.
I mostly deal with petty thievery and drunken brawls. Been too long since we've had a good bandit raid.
Why would you want this town to be raided by bandits? Gods. I don't understand, lords, not one bit. Wow. I suppose that is why this village is called Dragon Bridge. Interesting. Hello, sir. Good morning to you.
Make yourself useful and chop up some firewood. There's a few
Alright.
coins in it for you.
Alright, I could do so. I suppose I am in need of a bit of coin. I could chop up some wood for you. You say just use the pile over there. Alright. Let's see here. What would Jakar ask out of any of these? Yeah, he's curious. I am very curious. How old is that bridge over there?
Hard to say. It's ancient. That much we know for sure. It was here long before the town itself.
Wow.
I just hope the bridge survives the war.
What do you mean?
It's the only place you can cross the Karth River for a long way in either direction.
I see.
Could be if one side wants to keep the other from coming across. They might try to knock it down.
Damn wars. Why do they even exist? Right. Speaking of wars, I'm curious if your lumber is selling any better. I suppose armies need a lot of wood.
Damn right it has. Demand's never been so high. At least not since I built the new mill.
Well, I suppose there is
All right, then.
a decent side to war, but not a good side at all. Right, so, Jakar's gonna chop a bit of wood, maybe 2 piles, and he's definitely going to keep some of it, because firewood is pretty darn, essential if you get stuck out in the wilds with frostfall. So yeah. Chop it a chop chop wood. Right. Hi. You guys might notice by now that I'm very random and sporadic, and I just tend to do things for no reason, especially say things for no reason. But that's just me. Anyway, and Squee does the same kind of stuff a lot. It's probably why I like him so much, because he seems to be just about as ADHD as me, so yeah, at least in some ways, not in all of them, no. Hello.
Make yourself useful and chop up some firewood.
Yes,
There's a few coins in it for you.
How will you, how much will you give me for 6 pieces of firewood?
Honest gold for honest work.
30, huh? That's actually a decent
Until
amount.
next time.
How much more could I sell you? Let's say he's going to chop up 3 more piles. 2 are he's going to sell, 1 he's going to keep for the road. And I'm also going to cut that out because it's probably pretty boring to you guys. Alright guys, wood cutting's done. He got a good 90 gold from selling all that lumber, and I am recording, sorry. Right. And as you may be able to see, he also has his own set of firewood, and you need exactly 6 to make a Frostfall campfire. So he's got enough wood for 1 campfire. He would chop more, but you know, even though he's not very high on weight, I do want to conserve weight because firewood's pretty darn heavy. Anyway, yes, he's gonna talk to other people around town a little bit. And also, I've realized that I tend to not finish thoughts a lot and sort of like ramble on about things and say a lot and just try to have to think about what I'm going to say too much, and hopefully I'll get better at not doing that as I sort of have practice with commentating and playing at the same time. Anyway, hello.
Seen some mean-spirited folk pass through lately. Thought I was rid of those sorts when I left Markarth.
What kind of mean folk?
Both the Imperials and Stormcloaks have sent riders this way, scouting the bridge and the lands nearby. They stayed at the inn but didn't pay. They said soldiers don't need to pay because they're risking their lives to protect us. And that's not all. They took a heap of our lumber, and one tried to have his way with my daughter.
Gods,
They think they can do whatever they want.
that's disgraceful. I suppose you worry about raising a daughter in these dangerous times.
Of course. Every night I pray that we don't get a visit from a dragon, or that 2 armies don't show up to fight over the bridge. You ask if I'm worried. I'm terrified, if you want the truth of it. But I have to stay strong for my wife and children.
Yes, I suppose you do. I don't think he mentioned Markarth, but, and also that's not, the cabbage from his farm, so... He's just gonna bid the man goodbye, and also Jakar's gonna stop by the inn, and, check out rumors going around, but I
I'm
don't
hoping
think...
to run my own inn someday.
That's good of you. That is a good goal, I suppose. Strange thing to tell a random stranger, but alright. Oh yeah, I completely forgot he's got a level up. By the way, sorry guys. Alright, so, let's go ahead and level him up, shall we? Level up, health or stamina? Well, I've done nothing but stamina so far, but that is important. Every time you draw back a bowstring, it drains your stamina, and definitely, you know, all attacks drain stamina. It's just really useful and essential, especially for a quick, stealthy dude like Jakar. But anyway, but should I put some into health? I don't know. I mean, what I'm thinking about Jakar is he's sort of a kill quickly, try not to get hit kind of guy. But it would help to have health, but you know what, he's gonna do stamina. And also, carry weight's always useful too. Oh, and he has 2 points. I completely don't remember not allocating 1 point. But anyway, I'll go ahead and see what I can put them in right now. Maybe save some perks. Sneak. Okay, we can get stealth to a 5. Light armor might be very good to invest in. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put 1 point in Agile Defender. That's pretty essential right now. There's quite a lot of bow perks we can get right now, but I don't know, man. Let's see, point blank. I mean, we're using a short bow, so that is, I mean, that is pretty darn useful. Yeah, 10% more to people within 10 feet of range. That's pretty darn useful there. So we're gonna get that, and that's my points, right? So, I like how they have all this food laid out on here. I suppose if you rent a room, you could eat some of this, maybe? But I don't think I shall, at least not yet. Wait, what? What was that? I don't know. Satiated. He's slightly thirsty, so he's gonna take a swig of some awa. If I can remember. There we go. Drink a bit of water. Okay, cool. Yeah, I forget that when he's standing up, he does the animation, but not when he's standing down, which doesn't make sense. But anyway, cause see, she's using a drinking animation sitting down. Whatever.
Fate is the name. I keep the inn.
I see. I guess you could say, a sort of mercenary looking for work. Do you have any leads?
Here, take a look at this. Some of the Jarl's men came by and left this bounty letter.
A bounty letter. Some bandits, huh?
Oh!
Where did you say? Let's see, let's look at this bounty. Place called Broken or Grotto. Where is that?
Then
According to the ledger... Oh god, it's all the way back up towards Solitude. Well, eventually maybe, but right now my journeys lie elsewhere. I would like to eventually get rid of those bandits, though. That should be something I should definitely do at some point. Right, well, I guess I could ask if she knows any rumors going about.
something different about you. I can tell. Hope you ain't here to cause trouble.
Oh no, I am not. Do you have you heard any rumors about town?
Have you seen that shrine of Azura? They say the Dark Elves built it after they fled from Morrowind. Sight to see.
Yes, the bartender at the Winking Skeever mentioned that. Any other rumors?
People say there's someone in Riften that can change your face. Make you look completely different. Do you believe that?
No, not really. It's interesting. No more rumors. Alright. Alright, so...
Alright then.
I think that's all I was going to ask of her, and there's one other patron here. I guess it wouldn't hurt to talk to her. Hello, madam.
You, tell me, do you think I'm attractive?
That is a very strange question to ask a random stranger, but, well, I'm sure you have a wonderful personality.
I know that. That wasn't what I asked you. I asked you if you thought I was attractive. Pretty, adorable, cute. I'm fairly sure I'm all four of those things. And the High Elf is none.
What High Elf where and the who now?
Alduin is my arch enemy, my nemesis in love. Melos is always talking to her, confiding in her, when he should be doing those things with me. It makes no sense why he prefers her company. Unlike that Somerset I saw, I'm a fellow Dunmer. Not to mention I'm cuter, funnier, and by far the more talented mage. And the worst part is they just met. How can he value the counsel of that drunk over his companion of 5 years?
He probably just sees you as a friend.
You don't know that. You haven't seen the way he looks at me, the way all males look at me. It's the kind of look that makes you nervous and excited. in control and yet completely powerless. I'd recognize it anywhere, especially on him.
Well, I hope I'm not looking at you like that, because that would be embarrassing, but, well, you are strange.
Farewell.
Farewell to you as well. Why would women ask random strangers such questions like this? Is that customary here in Skyrim? There's a very, very odd, awkward, strange, and embarrassing custom, if that is true. Who is this man? Hello?
You there. Heed my request. It'll only take a moment of your time. For what I ask plain. If you're a bard, for your own sake, do not sing, for your voice cannot compare to mine.
Well, that is, quite confident of yourself, I suppose, and I am not the bard. I do plan on becoming one, but not of the singing kind, only of the lute-playing kind, but, well... To be honest, you do sound like a noble, but to the keen Khajiit nose, you stink like a gutter rat.
Undoubtedly, these snot-bearing rags have collected their fair share of slime. But I've received no complaints from the company I've sought.
So, you say you're a bard?
That's right. Although I wasn't always a handsome bard. I used to be a handsome adventurer, and before that I was just handsome. Unfortunately, my adventuring days came to an end after I nearly lost my life in a scuffle with a group of bandits known as the Silver Hand. After that, I figured it wasn't worth it. Sure, I was a damn good fighter. The best. But I was damn near good at everything else, too. I owed it to this world to keep me alive. I can't even begin to imagine what sort of Daedric nightmare Skyrim would be if I didn't exist.
You are the most arrogant man I have ever met in my entire life. Alright, Mr. Good at Everything, I'd like to make a request. Let me see your singing, or hear it, I suppose.
Of course you would. Tell me, with what song shall I escort you to the heavens?
We'll see if it's escorting me to the heavens or not. I consider myself quite the connoisseur in song. You can play many more songs than the Zat, it would seem. You say... You can play... I want to hear an original song. Something you composed yourself that will show your full talent.
Yes, it's natural for you to assume that I compose as well as I sing. And as a matter of fact, I do. But not for free.
Of course not. I wonder...
I will perform a song you may not have heard before. But alas, it is not mine to claim. This song is called The Wolves of Your Master. The wolves stood upon great Jorbaster to meet the sons of Isgramor. They said, what are you but a harbinger? For live is hopeless and forlorn. The wolf put its fangs and spread its claws and tore at its own hide. Drink the blood and become my sons, so at dawn you'll not survive. And so the black was born again as the wolves of your Vasker, to rule in life and serve in death as a moonlight-bound hunter. And so the pack was born again as the wolves of your Vasker, to rule in life and serve in death as a moonlight's dark hunter.
Well, you are a good bard at the very least.
Something on your mind?
Don't really understand why you think your voice is so special, though. It is good, but I don't really understand why you think it is so special.
Some think it was a voice born to tell stories, or one meant to lead men into battle. Others contend my very throat was forged by dragonfire. I've heard some describe it like a bottle of hard whiskey and boiled potatoes, like smoke misting off hot coals. Most tell me it's a voice that carries with it a sense of authority, a voice fit for a king. I do nothing to dissuade such accusations. Now imagine this regal, manly voice of mine singing all the bard's favorites. My patrons from here to Riften will come to this inn to hear it. Yet despite me doubling her business, Vaida insists on charging me for a room. Such greed is unbecoming.
Gods, you're an arrogant man. You're a good bard, but I don't think it justifies the amount of arrogance and snobbiness that you show. I couldn't really think of a word to how to say that, but think of a word to describe what I was trying to say. And I'm sorry, I am really just not there today, it looks like. But anyway, yeah, there was an option to have Skyrim follow you, and he's actually one of my favorite interesting NPC's followers as a player, but Jakar just does not like how arrogant he is. So yeah.